The COVID-19 epidemic is a crisis that will have far-reaching and long-lasting consequences for society and for our global economy. As continues to spread around the world, more and more businesses misses their financial goals due to the delays in the supply chain and rising customer demand. It is also unclear how long this pandemic will last, as there is no vaccine to fight it yet, nor is there any accepted therapy to slow down the human body's toll. What should we doing with the COVID-19? We have no idea. We will have a dramatic impact on most organizations for months, probably years. Bottom line, this is not going to be a short-term occurrence, and companies need to plan for the long run. Pray for all of us that stay home and God bless all of us. Now let's listen into the intro.
Welcome to the OTech Talks podcast, where it's all about working on technologies. You will hear the latest tech information, and your host, Kashif Manzoor, brings together product overviews, how-tos, best practices, tips and tricks, and troubleshooting techniques.
To OTech Talk podcast with Kashif Manzoor. This is session number 65, and we will be talking on COVID-19 pandemic and acceleration of digital transformation. If you're new to the show, welcome again. Open Tech Talks is your weekly sandbox for technology, insights, experimentation, and inspiration, with the primary objective of learning and sharing. From last couple of months, we are doing some of the topics on digital transformation. And today we are going to talk on COVID-19 outbreak and acceleration of digital transformation. How it's going to impact or what's happening in the digital transformation, how it's going to be accelerating within different organizations. Now we'll start with some of the highlights from the CIUs should prepare IT systems applications now to get to satisfy even safely and reliably handle a vast increase in remote workers and digital fulfillment of market demand, as per mentioned in global partner. Organizations have been working on digital transformation with varying degrees of commitment for at least the past 10 years, but it is not until now with the COVID-19 that we will see the digital transformation inflection point in business model changes enabled by the adoption of cloud services and the emerging technologies like AI, IoT, business analytics, enterprise mobility, and social businesses, and a lot more. The widespread of coronavirus has changed the buying habits of customers and the way organizations do business forever. The programs we can use without leaving our homes continues to grow exponentially every day. Those who practice self-isolation or social distance, and I think for everyone, this is most of the world is following it, are gradually attracted to the products and services provided by various startups, ranging from education to entertainment, shopping to cleaning and healthcare. Government agencies are planning to use the e-government software. Internet data usage is also growing rapidly, and maybe this is the time when we can say it's on the extreme side, maximum side. As workplaces started allowing employees to work from home, colleges to completely switch to online teaching. For example, my kids are studying through the distance learning. So restaurants to online ordering and distribution, manufacturing to shut down the plants. We're experiencing the fastest organizational transition in the history of the modern business. So this is what we can say. During this outbreak, this is the fastest transformation for any business which is happening and which already happened in some part of the world. Businesses are forced to use digital technologies. There's no other choice. Social distancing, staying home, you need all the basic necessities of life. So how are you gonna get all that one? And as the countries go into isolation, which started from last November 2019, and then it picked up in February, and then now March, and then April. We're seeing people being forced to keep social differences and work from home. In times like these, digital technologies are becoming more relevant than ever before. We may not be able to remain physically close to each other, but we still need to interact with each other, both socially and professionally, and even to interact, to keep intact with our families, relatives, friends. As a result of the pandemic, even businesses that used to be digitally lazy will now have to step up their digital game. Examples are video conferencing, document sharing, cloud solutions, information security. Enterprise across all sectors, whether they like it or not, will have to use digital technologies to keep their operations going. If necessity is the mother of invention, coronavirus COVID-19 has forced many around the world to reinvent our daily lives, from work to school to entertainment. And we are all witnessing, following, doing, practicing. And those organizations that are able to use technology well to keep going and rethink their business model for the future by speeding up digital transformation will be ahead of their competition. Anyone at the moment, it's the matter of survival. That okay, you want to continue your business or you want to shut down or you want to just sit. So some of the priority areas where digital transformation is accelerating: ability to work from home, telehealth, remote learning, distance learning, events going virtual, use of social media, digital media, all these things are accelerating. Now, if we equate this normal life to being an IT guy like me, we used to remember app versions or applications or database or different versions. I still know, when I started working on Oracle Database 9.i and Oracle Application EBS Release 10, or a Visual Basic 6, or maybe COBOL 9, I don't remember a lot of things. But pick some piece of software you have been using today. Which version number is it? Is it 5, 4, 10, 9, 20? Maybe we don't know even, or even you remember it. So what is happening? We are thinking digital change is so quick, but nothing compared to the pace of innovation during the war. Over the 6 years of the Second World War, an unprecedented 24 versions or marks of the Supermarine Spitfire aircraft were made. So go back again to necessity is the mother of creativity. And when life is on the line, it's when we really prepare to move things fast and break things. And this is what's happening with us now. We are now in a different kind of world war. It's a natural war against a pathogen. We are going to do everything to control it because we have to. We don't have any other choice. And that's what is accelerating everything. Our action is to just stop this. Every day brings news of policy changes that were impossible only a few weeks ago. Also, business leaders, executives who have experienced a major financial crisis you know, are just looking into that. What we are going to do it, how we are going to reinvent ourselves in these circumstances. Corporate survival becomes an immediate issue. How much cash is there in the bank? How long can we afford to pay our people? And out of all these is right now the choice is how to accelerate use of digital technology and how to survive in this business. And this war, which is the example is given by Mark in the article, Why the Corona Crisis Will Accelerate Corporate Digital Transformations. And I took this idea from him that during the war, that was Supermarine Spitfire aircraft was made of 24 versions. And what will it take to navigate this crisis? Now that our traditional metrics and assumptions have been maybe rendered irrelevant, or more simply put, it's our turn to answer a question that many of us once asked of our grandparents: what did you do during the war? So, according to McKinsey, an article published during March 2020, a week back, which talks about to act across 5 stages, leading from the crisis of today to the next normal that will emerge after the battle against coronavirus has been won. It revolves around 5 stages: resolve, resilience, return, reimagination, and reform. Organizations need to think and act across 5 horizons. These 5 horizons, McKinsey put it in a way that resolve, address the immediate challenges that COVID-19 represents to institutions, workforce, customers, technology, and business partners. Second is resilience, address near-term cash management challenges and broader resilience issue during virus-related shutdowns and economic knockdown effects. 3. Return, create detailed plan to return business to scale quickly as COVID-19 situation evolves and knock-on effect become clear. 4 is reimagination. Reimagine the next normal. What it can discontinuous shifts look like and implications for how institutions should invest or reinvent. 5 is a reform. Be clear about how regulatory and competitive environment in industry may shift. So these are the 5 areas, and I like these 5 areas that each and every business need to rethink or reinvent themselves. And we'll go into more details of what are the challenges which we thought we will discuss in today's session. That okay, what are the top areas where digital transformation is accelerating or helping or moving very fast. It's maybe a supply chain, and the most significant I think area is on the supply chain disruption. And maybe we need to talk in a different session because this is the most critical session during the outbreak. A lot of elements are needed to look like the whole world needs to eat, work, most essential supplies of healthcare, and so on. So I'm just thinking that we will do a separate session on supply chain disruption during the coronavirus. Now let's see what else is changes are happening on that one. For example, these conferences, events, and if you will take some of the figures from the Predict HQ quoted by Recode, that cancellation of big events or tech events caused more than 1 billion in direct economic losses. And digital alternatives have helped limit the impact of postponed events, but due to lost business opportunities, tech industries will likely still face a period of stiff innovation. So what is happening now? All these conferences, everything is being cancelled or already cancelled. So it means all these now organizations are trying to move them to virtual, even which never thought about earlier that the big conferences was gonna be the virtual. And those can be Adobe, Facebook, Google, YouTube. It's gonna maybe having a virtual versions of their popular conferences over the next few months. So maybe it should give us a better understanding of the potential for the platform as a replacement. That's what one of the major changes on that one. teleconferencing. Many organizations have increased their reliance on client teleconferencing tools such as Microsoft Teams, Google Hangouts, and Zoom, as their workers turn to remote work because of public health concerns. All this depends on now, for example, the education is on the distance learning through the Google Class or Zoom or Microsoft Teams or Slack. Even offices are operating all through. And I was just looking into yesterday, maybe 2 3 days back, a news that the UK, the political, the cabinet, they had a virtual meeting on Zoom. That's how it's become critical that suddenly all things have shifted to the technology. Another part is on the social media, that the spread of coronavirus is likely, is already started boosting the social media consumption across the board as people spend more time at home and communicate in person less. So even in the US, there were, still new expecting a lot of use on that over to top video and online gaming. That what was seen in China and the rest of the world. So now the social networks, could be a big beneficiary as people turn to those outlets to communicate with friends and family who may be at a distance, or to cross news content. Streaming video services are also likely to benefit as people seek more entertainment and news content. And the biggest, increase is in the use of Netflix, Amazon Prime videos, and all these are the video channels. So these are increasing on that one. Now, maybe another one is on that, the adoption and use of cashless payments on that one, and which even worldwide it will increase because in response to the outbreak, even World Health Organization recommends that customers pay for the spread of the virus in cash. They don't need they need to avoid it. Rather than putting a cash, they should do it all these contactless payments. A number of countries even started following this one. Even I can see here in Dubai. Even a grocery guy is helping us to pay through the contactless, or the no need to even touch the credit card. So all these cash restrictions or the organizations are embarking on quick change as per the suggestions or to the current environment. So that's one of the key area or important area where the digital technology usage will increase, and maybe it will go in a number of folds in next couple of weeks. Banking, where which I'm seeing it a decline in the branch visits, maybe because banks are also uh, pushing or giving incentives or recommending to use the digital experience, use the apps. You don't need to visit to the banks because a number of banks have reduced their timings, reduced their operations, or even maybe number of branches are temporarily closed. So all these things, is enforcing to use the digital channels, and then they just providing the support to the call centers. So maybe customers can perform banking functions via alternative channels. We need to see in our daily lives, but this is just gonna increase the digital banking. Another thing is on the digital healthcare. This is again another major area which we are seeing is that is telehealth. Now the organizations have the opportunity, and even they are the front runners. They are the soldiers. They are who are helping all the world, all of us to perform. And really, I salute all of the health workers or even the security agencies who are working around the clock, and provide and attend all the serious patients of COVID-19 across the globe. So digital healthcare organizations have the opportunity to fill in care gaps and help, incubates in healthcare plan for track and manage coronavirus, which could lead to an increase even after outbreaks of coronavirus. So telehealth, the new standards, technical superiority empowers doctors to diagnose, treat, and operate patients without needing to be physically close to them. And we have already seen some cases to be, the use even it will increase in a number of countries, and even I can see it back in Pakistan. The number of even the OPD or patients, which is outpatients, that's being provided through the very small remote government hospitals through the telehealth. That even the patients are reaching through the web, through the WhatsApp, through the telephones, and the doctor is recommending them the medicine, and then they can go directly and take it from the medical store or order it in medical store, deliver them in their homes. So all these telehealth will even maybe push these 5G networks, that when it is going to be ready, then okay, definitely this will increase the usage of that one. A number of our companies even started using some, or they are venturing with AI powered remote monitoring tools, so that it can help on the remote patient monitoring, even due to social distancing, and all these new solutions, which is help lot of doctors, hospitals to provide even AI based analysis on the and recommendations on the clinical trials, and even on the data, how to analysis and provide the output on that one. So all these things are accelerating, in a rapid scale. So no, to just some of the areas I thought to share with you, that these are the areas where we can see remote work, telehealth, digital on the supply chain, social media, cashless banking or the digital banking, remote learning, virtuals, these events going virtually or globally on the through the conferencing. All these are the areas, and I think even the business models, when this coronavirus is over, then on the delivery of groceries and the e-commerce, all these are the areas we never thought maybe a month back that they're gonna accelerate, or maybe it's gonna very high on that one, that people will start accepting it. And even the distance learning, and I cannot imagine that the kids started learning, and the teachers are available online, and they sending advising to the kids, which are very small, even 4 years, 5 years, or maybe that they are following all these distance learning mechanisms. So these were just thoughts, some of the thoughts on digital transformation acceleration with respect to our current situation. Definitely, we will be witnessing a lot more. These are some very early areas which we can visualize, because everyone is at their homes and trying to do their jobs remotely. We believe that we will fight this war as together, and we will win it. May all the best wishes and blessings for all of you, with your relatives, your friends, including mine, that stay home, and God bless all of us, and we will be back to normal very soon, inshallah. That's what our belief is. Thank you so much for listening this, and I hope that you will be spending some of your time on the learning and sharing. And I just another point that came into my mind, that number of even organizations are offering a lot of free courses, like you can Google on that one, and that I think this is the right time to spend some extra time or learning and sharing, or spending a time with your family. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day ahead.
Thanks for listening to the O Tech Talks podcast, and be part of Tech Talks at otechtalks.tv. It's a turf to share ideas, insights, and innovations.